Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be having some fun. I got my good buddy Hodge from Hodgepodge Woodworks. Got him over here as the earworm, so I appreciate his being able to tag along. Today we are going to real quickly give a couple of shout outs for some stickers I received. Sid Belcher over at Sid Belcher's YouTube channel. Hodge has a link to that. Check him out. He does some making and some things like that. So to look at his stuff, see if you like it. The other one is Jason over at Grumpy's Wood Turning. Check him out as well. He's on Instagram and YouTube. He's working on getting up to 100 subscribers, and then he wants to do some live streaming from his shop. He has some health issues that he's working through, and the wood turning really helps him out with that. So check them out. I'm going to throw Hodge into the background real quickly, and then we will start looking at what we're going to work on today. And Hodge, you can go through who's in the list.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm looking at the participants list right now, and we've got Darren from Australia, got Good Turn Daily Blair, Jennifer's Craft and Creations, Matt Kendevra, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. I got Robo, also from Australia, and another Aussie, Sid's Repurposing, and then we got Bill Ellis, and that's all I see. So welcome all you guys. Looks like we're outnumbered by the Aussies.
Well, that's okay. They're good people. So today's project, I've got a spindle. I've got it glued up. So what we have on this side is a piece of brown moly. And then on the other side is a piece of black morel. Brian Oosby over at Heartwood Turning put out a challenge last week for Wand Week. So I'm going to try my first ever wand. I decided, why make this easy? Let's do a segment. So I cut it lengthwise, glued them together. And then the challenge was also to use the Skew, which hates me. But huge thank you to Blair over at Good Turn Daily for sending me this Skew. It's good and sharp, so we will see what we can do with this.
Sounds good. We got Douglas Mungham, who has joined, as well as Chris Dodds, another Aussie.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully everybody can hear us okay.
Yeah, let us know if you've got any audio issues, if you can't hear Dee Dee or myself.
And I will tell you, I have never, ever used a Skew to rough anything in or to round it off. So it's, I'm a little nervous, but I'll get through it for sure.
Robo gives a tip about how you should start from the end, or no, work towards the end. So start from the middle and go to the left or the right, rather than starting at the very end.
No, thanks, Robo.
Bill says it all sounds good audio-wise.
Good, good. Hope things are going well for you, Bill.
And then we've got another Aussie, Michael Azaparty. Welcome, Michael.
Welcome. Thanks for coming along.
Anybody watch any of the Olympics yet? I think the opening ceremony started last night or the night before.
I have not.
Welcome, Doug Miller.
Hey, Doug.
He can't stay long. He's on his way to a vacation. Where are you going, Doug?
Maybe he's going to the Olympics.
Maybe. Quentin over at Deadwood Casting has joined.
Hey, Q, thanks for stopping by.
Doug's going to Destin, Florida.
Oh, that's fun. I know Q had some stuff going on today and was hoping to be able to swing by, so I'm glad he was able to make it.
I believe he just started a new job, so I bet he's excited about that.
Yeah.
Robo says that you're doing well so far.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Just a question: what RPM are you spinning at?
Right now, it's at 0, obviously, but I was running it just about 1300, 1298, 1300 right in there.
Okay, I'd probably turn it up if I were you, but
Okay.
that's just
Well, I
me.
figured I'd start off slower because I had one, it's a skew, and two, it is glued up. But Hodge and I had a discussion beforehand. So for those of you who are worried, since it is a spindle and glued up, the way I cut it is thicker at this end and at this end so that the points would not be in the seam. So just in case any of you were concerned about that, I had already taken precautions to make sure that wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, Robo says to bump it up to 2,000
Oh, I can do that.
because it's basically the same, a little thicker than a pin, but you've turned lots of handles, and with those being small
Okay.
diameter.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just over 2,000 now. So, like I said, I wanted to start off a little bit slow just because I was nervous about being a glue up and the skew and everything else. So,
I'm really interested to see how the glue up will look once it's turned round.
yeah, me too. That's why I thought I would do something just a little bit different. I have a whole bunch of these spindles that I got from that flute maker's family when he passed away through our wood turning group. And so I just thought, well, let's just use a couple of them and see what happens.
And Bailey at Bailey Woodworks is joined. Welcome,
Hey,
Bailey.
Chris.
Oh yeah, Radar the wood turner joined as well.
Nice, Radar.
And
Welcome.
then
Thanks for coming by.
Yappy over at Yappy Makes in South Africa's joined.
Hey, Yappy. I hope you got your lathe fixed soon. He was having issues. He thought it was a bent spindle on his headstock. Turned out it was just a bearing, I believe.
Yep, hopefully
Which,
that's fixed.
that's much better. So he was working on getting that fixed. I hope he's got it done or is close to it.
Yeah, Q said he's now the head of a dispatching and logistics shipping company.
Yep.
Maybe he can get us good deals on shipping wood from across the states.
Yeah. That's the thing, Q. Get us some awesome deals on shipping, and I'll start sending you some of the wood that I got cut from the zoo.
Do you have another pallet worth of wood laying around that your wife gets upset about now?
I probably have another 2 pallets. I have my truck bed is full, but some of that's going to some of my friends in Kansas City that weren't able to come over and help. And then I have a 14-foot trailer that's pretty much full of wood too. So probably 2 or 3 more pallets of wood that I've got.
Nice. You're making all the guys in Europe jealous with all our free wood.
Yeah, and so I've got sycamore, ash, and walnut in the piles. So
Douglas says that wood sounds hard. I know you mentioned it. One of the pieces had a date of 1978 written on it.
yeah, these have been drying for a long time. So one of them, this one was started drying in 1993, and that's the Black Morel. And then the Brown Molly's dated 1978. So that's when that one started drying.
Robo suggests moving the tool rest a little closer and then also try to make it as parallel as you can to the wood so that way you can kind of use it as a guide to make it round.
Yep. Okay. Thanks. I'm going to raise the tool rest up just a little bit too, just so I can stay on the top edge of the piece. Thanks for the feedback for sure.
It's always good to have a skew master in your presence.
Yes.
It looks like it's cutting pretty smoothly now.
Yeah, I bumped the speed up to about 2200 now, so.
Starting to see a little bit of a shine after the cut.
Yeah, just to kind of practice for this, I know I had told you, Hodge, but I did some pens with just my Skew after I got them rounded off with my roughing gouge, and they were so smooth I didn't have to start sanding until a 320 grit. So
Yeah, that's the nice thing about it. Chris Dodd says the best wood is free wood. I'd have to agree.
absolutely.
And Lawrence Bugaja has joined. Welcome, Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence. Welcome.
That's a pretty sweet shirt you got on there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I picked it out just trying to advertise a little bit, trying to help
Yeah,
this weird guy out that I met that, he has this YouTube channel and stuff. Figured I'd try and help him out a little bit.
always good to help out a fellow wood turner.
Yeah. Figured I'd give you guys a slightly different view because, it's also fun kind of to see the overall scope of the project as opposed to just a top-down view.
Circular Wood by Keith has joined. Welcome, Keith.
Hi, Keith. Thanks for coming by.
I don't think Double D will be using an axe to turn it at all today. Seen Keith do that once before.
Well, now that gives me an idea for my next project. But no, I won't be using an axe. I haven't been doing this nearly long enough to even begin to think about doing an axe. So it's cutting really good. Just in case anybody wondered, I mean, obviously I still have a little bit of flat spots, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turning. So I'm going to kick it all the way up. So we're going to go to 3,200 RPM.
Sounds good. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. I think we've got about 20 people in at the 23 now at the moment.
Oh, wow. Thanks, everybody, for coming along.
Keith says using an axe will be next week's challenge. A Craftsman's Imaginations joined.
Hey, Morgan, how are you? Thanks for coming by, my friend.
I know I've seen him been making some pretty interesting stuff on Instagram lately.
Yeah, his channel's he does a lot of really fun stuff on his channel.
We're about 15 minutes into the hour.
Yep, I'm hoping I'll get this done. Once I get it round, it should go a little bit faster, but
Do you have a particular design in your mind, or you're just going to wing it?
just going to wing it. I'm mainly just hoping everything doesn't fly apart since it's glued up.
Quentin, I guess, has to get back to work.
Yeah, he's in the process of getting ready to move. So,
All right. Is he staying in Florida?
yep, he's just moving there in the same town, just with the new job that he's just getting a different house and moving. So,
All right.
have a good one, Q. Thanks for swinging by.
Welcome, CDA Wood Turning.
Hey, Dan. Welcome.
Do you feel that it cuts better at a higher speed?
Yeah, it's definitely cutting better at the higher speed.
Yeah, it's one of the things you have to get accustomed to when you have dead air, like when the blank is still square, or if you're turning something weird shaped. The
Yeah,
higher the speed, the better, as long as it's safe.
Yeah, and that's going to be evident on my video that uploads that I post tomorrow. I turned that baseball bat a week or so ago, and it was curved. So the first 90 minutes was basically just trying to get it into round, and so it beat me up pretty good because of so much air that was getting turned.
Stace makes his join, but
Hi,
she's
Stace.
listening as she's trying to finish Nelly. I didn't know her and Nelly, the rapper, is that what she's talking about? I don't know.
I think it's a movie.
Ah, okay.
I could be wrong though. Okay, we are for the most part round. We've got so I think we got a little bit of flat here, but that's going to be at the end. So we can start seeing what we can do here.
Were those cracks in the glue up or the black CA you had mentioned?
That was a black CA that I mentioned that I did.
Okay. Harry wants to know if this magic wand is going to have batteries.
No, no batteries for the magic wand.
Okay.
Sorry, Harry.
CDA, this is a glue up of two woods. One is black morel, and the other is, did you say red gum or black?
Brown Molly.
Brown molly, okay. Stace says she's trying to finish scroll sawing Claire's elephant, which I guess is
Oh,
named Nelly.
gotcha. Stace has been doing some pretty cool scroll saw work lately. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
And Yappy confirms that he took his headstock apart to find out the so-called bent spindle is a bearing that got damaged.
Well, like I said, Yappy, that's a lot better for you. So hopefully you can get that fixed pretty quickly.
And Keith brought up the point we had discussed about using a different live center that possibly had a cup rather than a point to avoid the splitting of the glue up, but the wood on both ends is thicker, so it's going into one piece rather than at the split. So it's a little better.
Yeah, I
And
don't have a cup center yet. So one of these
Robo
days.
is suggesting to start with a V cut at the, I guess, locations of the handle. You start
Okay.
with a V cut and then roll the bead into that V cut, sort of.
I'm going to go sharpen up real quick.
All right. I know when I do beads, I typically use the toe or the long point. Robo just mentioned that.
Okay.
I think it lets you see a lot better what you're doing because the heel is out of the way.
No, that's great to know because, like I said, I don't use the skews. So let's give that a try.
Yeah, that looks pretty well.
Hey, that works a lot better.
Yeah, the heel being, angled back allows you to see where you're cutting better, I'd say. It's a pretty decent looking bead from what I can tell.
Well, that is my first ever bead. So
Now let's try to duplicate them.
yeah.
Everybody's holding their breath, I guess.
Well, I know I am.
CDA says looking good, no pressure.
No pressure. Thanks, Dan.
Well, I added the no pressure. I'm just saying no
Oh,
pressure because everybody's
well,
giving
that's
you
okay.
compliments. Mark Stroughton is joined. Welcome,
Hi,
Mark.
Mark. And once again, I am still going to blame Brian for this challenge, but I want to get better as a wood turner too. So that means pushing myself, and that's what I'm doing. So anybody have any big plans for the weekend?
I know I'll just be working on house stuff. I got to prepare for a going away party that we'll be having later in August.
Well, that'll be fun.
Bill asks, is that going to be a wand or a nightstick?
Could be both. I'm going to thin it out, so hopefully it'll be a wand, but it could be an eye poker if you really need it to, I guess, too. And this is the direction I'm not as comfortable going, is away from myself. So since I'm right-handed, I tend to find myself working more from right to left.
Sid's clarifying that, to be clear, it's Brian's fault that we were blaming Mark. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the whole story goes that Mark, the gentleman wood turner, gave Steve at SK Crafts a skew for his birthday, and then Mark forced him to use it to turn a wand, and then Brian, I guess, issued the challenge. So they're all saying it's Mark's fault.
Oh, so it's Mark's fault via Steve through Brian.
Something like that. Dan
Okay.
says he'll be painting the hall stairs and landing. Sounds like fun.
Well, my big plans for the weekend, obviously, is this live with my friends. But after this, I am going to start processing the wood I got from the zoo and get some of that cut up and stacked on my pallets, so it's out of my trailer and out of my truck bed.
Robo sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Robo suggested to use your body and lean forward while making the cut, not just moving your hands.
Okay.
Like if you keep the tool secure to your body, sort of, and then lean in so that the tools maintains the constant angle, I guess.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks. That is helping out a lot.
Doug
So
plans.
after I get, go ahead.
No, Doug plans to be sunbathing when he's in Florida and surfing, I guess.
Well, that'll be fun. I was gifted a dishwasher kiln from a member of our wood turning group who is moving, and so I'm going to go tomorrow and pick that up. So then I'll have a working kiln in my shop to dry out wood.
Sounds awesome. I need to clear some space in my garage to allow for me to get something like that. How many captive rings are you planning to add to this?
Well, since Pete is not on, I'm not going to do any. If Pete from Twisted Trees was on, I would probably try and do 7 or 8. But since he's not, I know he's just a monstrous fan of those, so
yeah,
I will refrain.
Robo says more swearing. I guess he calls those swear words such as pins and carbides.
Yeah. No, I've never done a captive ring. So yeah, there's that black CA that I put in because I did have a little bit of a gap. And that came through, so you can see the glue with a little bit of the black. But I think that's looking okay so far. We shall see as it keeps going.
It's cool how one of the woods has that heartwood sapwood combination in it as well.
Right.
Mark Inman will be going out of town to deliver a dust catcher and to print some wedgies, or to deliver wedgies. Is that for segmented turning?
That's my guess. I mean, I know it's not the wedgie that you and I are familiar with as U.S. citizens, the typical junior high wedgie prank.
Yeah, Mark said that's what they're for.
I can't see somebody as an adult going out of town to deliver a wedgie.
If you really don't dislike the guy.
Right. All depends on how much you like the guy or not. Yeah.
Matt Kendevra says it's a rite of passage, a wedgie.
I think it might be. Thankfully, I did not suffer those.
Yeah, I know I was one of the taller kids in my class, so I didn't receive too many either. Maybe my older brother.
Yeah, I mean, if I got him, it was only from one of my brothers. But then I'm now bigger than both of my brothers. So
Yeah, return the favor.
I could, but I'm a little past that.
Chris Dodd says, or write up your passage rather than rite of passage.
Right.
Do you have a video planned for release tomorrow, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm finishing up the editing on the baseball bat I made.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That'll be fun to watch.
So that will go out. Um, that will go live at 12:30 Central Time. It's not doing any premiere. It's just that's when it will appear. So turning a baseball bat out of a piece of ash. So it was pretty big too. So it was a nice big ash bat.
A big ash bat.
Yep.
Bill says as you get older, the wedgies happen automatically.
Right. I can imagine.
And Yappy's asking about the wood again. It was brown mallee and
Black morel.
black morel.
Both of them are Australian woods. I know black morel is. I think brown molly is also native to Australia.
And now Robo is suggesting to start at the tailstock to begin getting that taper and then move your way towards the headstock.
Okay. Thank you.
But I guess don't make the smallest point too small, otherwise you'll have some vibration.
Right. I was watching Lewis over the Klondike's Craftsman do his that he did for the challenge. And he spent a lot of time holding his hand over here to keep that vibration to a minimum as he got thinner.
Yeah. I know I did that a lot when I turned some chopsticks. Bill,
Yeah.
I won't be premiering, but I have a video for release tomorrow, just regular at noon. It's a spalted hollow form. Hi, Rob from Copper Owl Wood Turning.
Hey, Rob. Thanks for coming by. So yeah, this is my first ever wand. My first time really using the Skew, and it's a glue up. So there's a lot of firsts for me here. I've done one other glue up, but it was a plate as opposed to anything like this. So
And Douglas Mungum says, Ash, how did you get it to stay together? Did you use resin? What was the wood the ash was from? LOL.
no, I think he would have been upset if I had used resin with his baseball bat. So I did not use that.
I think he was joking, like burnt ash, charcoal ash
Right.
type stuff.
Yeah.
And Doug Miller apologizes for not chatting more, but he's trying to get the family packed so they can get on the road.
Yep, that'll be a good trip for you, Doug. I hope you enjoy your time down at the beach.
I've got a
Please
road
don't post any pictures of you in a bikini. I don't need to see that.
I've got a road trip coming up from Houston to North Carolina, so I'll be driving the truck. Hopefully I'll have some spare space for any wood that I might see on the side of the road.
Yeah, hopefully. Where about in North Carolina?
Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
Which I know Soko Joko Michael lives pretty nearby, so I might try to meet up with him.
Yeah, I think Brailsford Wood Turning's in that area too.
Okay.
I think he's in the northern, kind of the northern part of North Carolina. So
Yeah, hopefully I can find some wood that's not common around here, like maybe some cherry or more walnut. I'd like to bring my chainsaw with me, but I'm sure the wife wouldn't want that riding around in the truck.
yeah,
I'll have to be careful and not try to pick up too much wood also. Darren says the chainsaw's the first thing you should pack.
see, there's that black CA. I really like the swoop through it though, with the different wood.
Yeah. You're right about at the halfway point of the hour.
Okay.
I could, Darren. I have a chainsaw, but I usually like to put it in the back part of my truck in the where the kids would sit, but because I don't like it rolling around in the back, I don't have a case for it yet. No, Douglas, I have a trailer, but I'm not planning to bring it. It's a small trailer I bought from Harbor Freight. I think it's like 4 foot by 8 foot.
The thing you could do, Hodge, is you could put it in the bed of the truck and then use like 14 tie downs just to keep it from moving.
Yeah.
That way, no one would try to steal it either because it'd take them an hour to undo them all.
Bill asks if you're gonna turn a ball at the end of the magic wand. I'm assuming you're just gonna part that off once you're done.
Yeah, I've got to figure out how I'm going to part that off, but it's just going to go to a kind of a rounded off point. That's all. Guess I can make it just a little bit longer.
Mark says that the wife has the rule: no wood in the good car. Well, Robo, I could leave. Well, one of the kids we're going to be leaving in North Carolina because she's going there for college. So I'll have more room on the way back that I guess I could fill with wood.
Yeah, you're going to leave her in North Carolina. That'll teach her.
Are you done shaping most of the wand?
Yep, I'm going to start sanding here in just a minute. I'm just going to lengthen it up a little bit here since I have this.
Extra wood there.
Yeah, since I got this extra, I'm just going to lengthen it a little bit and go from there.
And I guess before you get too thin at the point, you might want to take away some of that waste wood back behind the handle.
Yeah.
Chris Dodd says it's magic. A wand is appearing.
Yeah. Well stated, sir.
Douglas, I'm not sure I understand your question. He said, Robert, is it expensive to have it shipped? Is that you're referring to my stepdaughter being shipped? Because we're delivering her ourselves. Radar asks, where's my beaver? He's sitting here on my shoulder watching Daniel.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if there's anything to do with wood, Harry is nearby, probably drooling.
And Darren's got a funny story. He said his car is a 4x4, it's a wagon, and they picked up some large tea tree logs one night, and they had the heaters up, and huge bush cockroaches started crawling up the windscreen, and they got into the heater vents.
Sounds unpleasant, really.
And Robo says to not cut uphill.
Thanks, I'm trying. It's I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, Douglas. I mean it would be expensive to ship if I were trying to get like a truckload of it. One or two pieces probably is like $20-$30 shipping, so that's more than I'd want to pay. I typically only buy exotics or burls. Darren says it took 5 weeks to get rid of all the roaches.
Wow. That's just crazy.
I know the last wood I got, I picked up some oak from a friend, and there were some gigantic carpenter ants in it that I tried to kill them all, and I think they're all gone now.
Yeah, you don't want those in your around your wood stash.
Yeah, I left it outside for a while and in the bed of my truck while it was like 90 degrees, and then I would shake it around and stomp on all of them.
Yeah, those things will definitely tear up your wood stash if you let them.
Yeah, this wood's it's kind of rotted. It's got a lot of holes though, so I think it'll be a resin attempt at some point.
Well, that'll be fun.
Robo's got a video of lizards in a log he was turning.
Lizards?
Apparently.
Wow.
All I've got video of is ants and logs I turn.
Right. All right, I'm going to start sanding. I don't want to turn on my dust collector, so I'm going to put my mask on, so I might be kind of quiet.
Yeah, Douglas, I usually get my wood from under the bark on the live auctions or on their Facebook page. Chris,
Yeah, I've got a few pieces from them too. I've been really happy with them.
Chris at Bailey Woodworks says that Robo, that's the name of a rock band I was in, Lizards in a Log.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah, quite
Can
a
you still hear
coincidence.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I've got my mask on, so.
A little bit like Darth Vader, but no problem.
I'm your father. I'm going to drop the speed down to about 800, 8 or 900 while I sand, so.
Are you starting with 220 or 180?
I'm starting with 120 just because of
Okay.
the glue up. I want to make sure that there's no issues with any of that transition from one wood to the other.
Yeah, looks like you'll be finishing. You got 21 minutes left.
Yeah, we'll see. I might not get it parted off of here, but get the majority of it turned and ready to at least see what it looks like.
Yeah, Douglas, I don't think I'd be buying any wood from across the country or from across the pond if it were 100 pounds shipping plus customs.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I have some pieces of red cedar that I would love to ship to Hugh over at Wouldn't It Be Nice? But it was like $65 just to ship it.
Yeah. I'm sure if I ever plan a trip to England, I'll have to have one bag strictly with wood carry-on, and the airport will probably look at me like I'm crazy.
Right?
Keith is going to have to drop off.
Thanks for coming by, Keith. I appreciate it.
And Morgan has returned. I'm not sure where he went. Must have
Oh,
missed that.
welcome back, Morgan. You didn't miss much. Just wood turning.
And he asks, what does it take to make it on the live stream? So I know you have to have over how many subscribers do you have to have? Over 100?
I think you have to have 100 subscribers to do a live.
Yeah, and that's to do it on a mobile device. If you use a computer, you can do it with any number of subscribers, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But if you have 100 subscribers, you can basically just do it on your phone, and that's all you need. Otherwise, if you want to do it on a computer, you can go with software called OBS, or you can just use StreamYard. It depends on how many cameras you'd like.
What I will probably do is get a piece of Formica and burn these grooves. So I'll probably do that since I don't have a piece with me. I'll probably do that later, but we'll see what I end up deciding.
All right. I know I've heard other people actually just using a little sliver of wood to burn it.
Okay.
Or if you have a really thick sandpaper, I think that works also, but I'm not sure.
So now we're jumping up to 180.
Morgan's got 115 subscribers, so I believe
That's
that allows.
awesome, Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do some live streams, it'll be fun to watch. So keep us informed, my friend.
Yeah, Robo, you could use a popsicle stick if you have one of those laying around. Maybe if you mix stuff with resin with a popsicle stick.
I don't actually. I have some. I use a lot of like the silicone spatulas because the resin comes right off of those really easily. I might have something though. I'm gonna get through this grit and then I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, you got about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Morgan says he has done a live stream a while back, but it was crash and burn. He's hoping to do a pop-up sometime after he buys another tripod and microphone.
Awesome. Let us know, man.
And I assume your cousin Nathaniel Dubois has joined.
Yeah, no, my nephew.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, okay, that's what.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, he says, "Hi, Uncle Dan." That's an interesting paddle.
Sure, it's for your wizard when you do a wizard next for your games. Let me see what I got here real quick for that might work. So I don't have a popsicle stick, but I have this little piece of bamboo. I can give that a try.
Yeah, I think that should work.
Might be too thick.
You want to go to the overhead cam?
Better?
Yeah, I can see it burning. If looks like it's kind of
Not
working.
doing well. I'm gonna get a piece of Formica later because it's thinner and it'll get down in there better.
Okay.
Either that, or I guess I could cut those grooves a little bit wider. I got time. I can do that real quick.
Need to make a trip to one of the big box stores and steal some Formica samples.
Yeah, actually, that's doing it okay there.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, must just be really dull or something.
I thought I saw earlier the tip of the skew was like burning something. I guess that wood's extremely dry.
Oh, it's dry. I guarantee you that. Sitting around since
40 years.
1993 and such.
Darren says to smash that like button, folks.
So that was 180. Let's hit it with the 240. Now my oldest brother and his family, so Nathaniel's dad, they just got back in the States. They've been in Japan for about the past 3 years. So um, it's good to have them back in the States where we'll hopefully we'll be able to get to see each other again and go from there. It'll be fun, but it'll be good to have them around.
Yeah, I know things have gotten pretty much mostly back to normal here in the States, which probably isn't the smartest of ideas regarding COVID, but we shall see.
Yeah, I think as long as we're still relatively smart with what we do, I think we'll be okay. Time will tell.
Darren says it's looking good. He loves the lamination. And Chris says, wow, it's wavy.
This is my I call it my high one because it's always waving. I guess it could also be a goodbye one.
Depends on how the magician's feeling that day, I guess.
Right? Look at me, I can make you all disappear. Goodbye. All right, so I'm going to hit this with a little bit of denatured alcohol. That'll clean it up, of course, pop the grain up just a little bit, and then when I hit it with the next grit, it'll smooth it out even more. So
I think that red and the gray wood goes well together.
yeah, has that magical effect, you know.
Yeah.
which is always important when you're doing a wand.
Is there any particular enchantments you're going to put on it?
I don't know. Maybe to make me a better wood turner. No, I don't know. I doubt it. I'll leave that up to the person who buys it to make it do what they want it to do, or whoever I
Bill,
give it to.
Bill Ellis says it's great contrast.
Oh, thanks, Bill. So now I'm going to hit it with 320 grit, and then we'll jump over to the abrasive paste.
I got a question. When you cut these blanks on the bandsaw, did you have them on top of one another to get the same curve?
Yeah, so I stacked them on top of each other, and I wrapped them in tape so they wouldn't move.
Okay.
And so I have the other two pieces I just haven't glued up. So I can make another one with the exact same pattern or color scheme whatever I want to. But yeah, I just wrapped them in tape and then cut them, and that way they'd have the exact same cut and same angles on everything throughout, and that was that.
Douglas has a question. He asks, Daniel, have you thought about doing the wave, but start thick at one end and then go thin to the other? I guess to where it's almost like two wedges with a wave in between.
I haven't. I mean, this is my very first wand ever, so I mean, I'm open to. I'll try lots of different things and processes and stuff, but I hadn't. I just got this idea of kind of like Gandalf's wand and stuff like that, or some of those in some of those movies where they have a little bit of a crook to them to make them look more like a twig. Of course, that's harder to do on a lathe without doing offset turning and such. So I thought this might just be a kind of a cool little effect to do on it and give it a little bit different than just your typical taper that most of them have.
Nathaniel, your nephew, says, looks just like that thing from that movie. Smiley face.
Yeah, that's that movie that has that guy in it where they go and they do that one thing with those people. Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
And Lawrence says, it's a very nice wand, Daniel. Well done for using the skew.
Thanks, Lawrence. All right, so we've got that sanded up to 320 grit. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit with the denatured alcohol again, and then we will use our abrasive paste. And as all of you know,
I'm taking my mask off now. As all of you know, I use Brad's abrasive paste. So we will go from there.
And Robo says, for your first time with the skew, you've done well. Only one catch.
Thanks, Robo. I appreciate the feedback. I'm wanting to get better. I just as you get intimidated by something when you try to use it the first time and it doesn't go great, so then you just put it away and you don't really have an excuse to use it. And that's why I really like the challenges that come out, just to try and make you adapt and use other methods. So that's why I like doing the lives too, because there's experts like yourself who are on here that can give me feedback and pointers, and I appreciate that.
And Douglas asks, no sanding sealer?
Nope, not on this one. I typically only really use sanding sealer if the wood's a little bit soft, just to seal it up. If it's a hard, dry wood like this is, I don't use sanding sealer typically on the piece. It all just depends on each individual piece of wood as to whether or not I use sanding sealer.
It almost looks like that wood is not even a glue up. It just has, different transitions across the different grains of the wood or different parts of the trunk.
Yeah, I thought the glue up went really, really well. There was one little gap, like I said, I filled with black CA, but I think for the most part it glued up really, really well.
Radar knows what you mean in regards to trying new things and being intimidated?
Yeah, Radar did one this past week that was really fun. I really enjoyed watching it, and that's what I watched his, and then I watched Lewis the Klondike's Craftsman's, and then I watched several other people's. Those are just two that really stood out to me, especially since I knew it was Radar's first go at that too. So it was, just that kind of stuff just really pushed me to say, you know what, that's what I'm going to do this week on my live and see how it goes. So with Brad's abrasive paste, I always started off about 900 RPM, get it worked in really well, and then I bump it up so it starts buffing that in. And of course, we're running out of time, so I will be doing the tongue wax finish off camera. And then I'll be posting pictures on Instagram, I'm sure of that, and those will go over to Facebook as well. So, but with the abrasive paste, you always put it on, and then you go to a clean spot of the paper towel and just make sure that all the materials, so it's coming off clean, so there's no more material left on there to come off. So I'll just go over it one more time. And it comes back clean. So like I said, I will finish this off. So yeah, there's the black CA where there was a little tiny bit of a gap, but that's obviously filled up. But I really like that wavy look through with the glue up.
Robo's got to go. Bye, Robo.
Thanks for coming by. It was much appreciated. Here's the other two pieces that I cut up. So I took the two pieces, stacked them up on top of each other, and then cut them. As you can see, like I said, I left them thicker at each end just for the tips, since I'd be turning between center. But those are the other pieces that I have to be able to utilize. So
Bill says that really shines. Matt says looks great.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you coming by. And we got another live in the books. Hodge, I'm glad you were able to earworm for me today. I know there were a lot of conflicts with everything going on at early on and stuff, so I'm glad you were able to come by. I know my brother wants to try earworming for me one point down the road, so that'll be fun. But we'll have some fun. It always is, and it's always great to be able to talk with you all and have the opportunity to get feedback from you as well. So excellent. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll catch you all next time.
All right, guys. Bye, everyone.